can do it!
Good on Ino for hyping Choji up, although I couldn't help but notice Asuma's cigarette smoke is motionless. That must be one of his fire style jutsus.
I know his techniques all too well from my last battle with him. Those holes in his arm emit a pulsing sound, but if I can't hear it, then he can't hurt me.
Amazing. Every word of what you just said was wrong.
That guy doesn't even need to touch Choji to hit him with a powerful sonic attack. But they only work when Choji's ears are showing. With his head covered, it's like Choji's wearing earplugs. Those sonic attacks are useless against that big meatball, especially when it's rolling.
Wait, you guys catch that? I know we've seen Choji use the human bowler before, but I didn't mention this back then. Choji is somehow capable of detecting where his opponents are while his head is completely submerged. Choji either has sensory abilities and power fu, or he's hacking. But wait, there's more. Shikamaru was completely wrong with his analysis. I know having a high IQ doesn't mean you know everything, and I'm also aware Shikamaru doesn't specialize in sound-based jutsu, but do you think he'd know how sound waves work?
See, the human body is 70% water, and water can transmit sound waves. In other words, when it comes to my attacks, your whole body is basically one big ear.
It's elementary, my dear Shikamaru.
Lord Orochimaru, or rather, Orochimaru. Now do you see? I'm more than a mere puppet.
Wait, what? You beat Choji. Dosu literally watched every other Genin fight, namely Gaara, Rock Lee, and Neji. After beating one of the weakest Genin in the tournament, Dosu thinks Orochimaru will be impressed.
At long last, we can begin the final rounds.
Why does Smoke no move, man? No wonder the Next Generation ninja turned out so bad. Iruka is letting his students sleep in class. The 3D animation looks off here. Everyone else remains in place, whereas Hiruzen appears to slide forward.
I have a question for you.
About Sasuke? I'm sorry. I don't know much about that, I'm afraid. But I wouldn't worry too much. Sakura, I have to leave, so I'm counting on you to get the details about the finals.
Huh? Oh, okay.
Man, I actually felt bad for Sakura. Kakashi actually took time to cater to Naruto and Gaia's feelings. Heck, he took time to cater to Inari's feelings as well. When it came to Sakura, he was like, you'll be alright. Anyways, cheers.
We have 5 ninja from the Leaf Village, 3 from the Sand Village, and 1 from the Sound Village.
I love the hat tuck and smirk Hiruzen gives off after completing that sentence. You can tell he's proud that the Leaf Genin outperformed all the others.
I believe that this country of ours has been at peace for far, far too long.
Then let me do it.
I don't know. How much fun would it be to take out an old man like the Hokage anyway?
This interaction between Kabuto and Orochimaru was interesting to me for a few reasons. The first being the exposition relayed via their conversation. We knew from Anko's reaction to Orochimaru's presence that something big was about to go down. Now we learn that Orochimaru is planning on starting a world war, and the first step of that plan is to kill the Hokage. At this point in the story, we don't know how powerful Hiruzen or Kabuto are. Only that Hiruzen is the Hokage, so he must be one of, if not the strongest in the village. Yet Kabuto believes he could take him down. The way Orochimaru brushed Kabuto's request off makes it seem like he's considering backing out of the plan, which Kabuto picked up on and called him out on it.
So that's how it is. What's the problem? You're not still having second thoughts about it, are you, Orochimaru?
Personally, I never thought that deep into it, but now that I have, it's clear Kabuto hit a nerve. Orochimaru isn't exactly an upstanding citizen, but it's cool to see the big bad evil guy have mental conflict as well. From this scene, we're also able to piece together that the duo's alliance is still fairly new before they outright say it. Kabuto sort of plays off that by referring to Orochimaru as Orochimaru instead of Lord Orochimaru like he has in the past. I do have one problem with this scene, however. It's this voice line.
You guess very well. So well that it's a bit creepy, in fact.
This man, Orochimaru, the man who has done all these creepy things, is calling someone else creepy? Oh, you don't have the right.
It seems that you don't quite trust me, Orochimaru. At least not yet.
Was it necessary to tell you, my right-hand man, about those 3 ninja? My silence is proof of my trust. I trusted in you to act without that knowledge.
That's certainly a twisted way of thinking about things. While Orochimaru's logic is completely unfounded, it'd be incredibly easy to use that argument whenever you were caught lying. Orochimaru not giving Kabuto the full details of the plan works wonders for this scene though. The dynamic between Kabuto and Orochimaru is something we have yet to see. While Kabuto is a sidekick similar to Haku, Kabuto is a lot smarter and more versatile. Here's an example.
And that's why I want you to abduct him.
It's unusual for you to act so hastily, is it not?
Perhaps, but there's still a little something that's troubling me.
Is it Naruto Uzumaki?
With only a day spent in Naruto and Sasuke's presence, Kabuto was able to deduce the big crack in Orochimaru's plan was Naruto. You may think that's an obvious conclusion to come to, but think about it this way. Kabuto doesn't have our audience powers. Kabuto also wasn't present during the preliminary matches to see Naruto's Talk no Jutsu. Orochimaru, for all intents and purposes, already wrote Kakashi off, leaving Hiruzen as a powerhouse with every jutsu in the leaf at his disposal, along with Naruto and Sakura, his two teammates. That's not to mention all the least shinobi that Kabuto isn't aware of that could possibly ruin Orochimaru's plan. At no point during Kabuto's time with Team 7 did Naruto ever Talk no Jutsu Sasuke. All he did was fight. Sakura was the one nurturing Sasuke the whole time. Despite there being countless other shinobi plus more likely candidates for Orochimaru's thorn, he was able to accurately pick the one ninja that posed a threat to Orochimaru's plan. That's pretty good. This scene ends with a pseudo cliffhanger, and I don't really understand why. Orochimaru accuses Kabuto of plotting against him, and you can tell by Kabuto's face that he's uneasy. Orochimaru tells Kabuto if he wants to stop him, the only chance he has is to kill Sasuke ASAP. Considering the smoke is moving in this shot, you'd think shit is getting real. However, once you put a little thought into it, you'll come to the realization that if Kabuto kills Sasuke, the plot ceases to exist, so there's no way he's going to do that. On a side note, I do like the addition of this line since it serves as minor exposition to questions raised earlier in the episode.
You can't possibly hope to kill me. Even if you did have the courage, it's worthless. You're no stronger than Kakashi.
You sick bastard. What kind of joke is that? First you traumatized Kakashi as a teen, and that wasn't enough, so you come back years later to check whether or not he had PTSD. You then thought it would be a good idea to inflict that same psychological damage onto your own right-hand man before sending him off on a mission. What sense does that make? You realize that will likely do more harm than good, right?
That is not my concern.
Fair enough.
In the final rounds, each of you will put your battle skills on display. You'll demonstrate the power and control that you've achieved in your respective disciplines. Accordingly, the final battles will commence 1 month from now.
Wait, we're not gonna do it right here and now?
What the bleeding hell are you talking about, Naruto? I know Naruto's impulsive, but there's no way he isn't tired right now. As a reminder, in anime time, Naruto spent all of yesterday traveling and all night fighting. The fighting lasted for a majority of the morning as well, considering the group was already near the tower before the fight started. On top of that, the test ended around 2:30 PM and Team 7 made it just in time. No more than an hour after that, Naruto fights Kiba and struggles to gather chakra for shadow clones, meaning he was already extremely exhausted. With all of that in mind, just what exactly was Naruto planning on doing in the finals? It's also out of character for him to forget about Sasuke. If the finals continued right now, Sasuke would automatically be disqualified. Before the Chunin exams even started, Naruto's biggest goal was to defeat Sasuke, or at the very least, outperform him. I know Naruto is portrayed as an idiot, but come on, Naruto, think! How would you best Sasuke if he's bedridden?
I mean that to know your adversaries and prepare yourselves, you need time. Even though up to this point all the battles have been real battles, as I'm sure you can all attest, they were conducted on the premise that you were fighting an unknown enemy. But that's no longer the case now that you've battled each other.
I like that they get a month to train. Story-wise, it's a believable amount of time for the buffs Naruto and Sasuke received. The intro to this scene did a nice job by subtly flexing Kabuto's power. Really backs up Orochimaru's statement that Kabuto is an equal to Kakashi. And although we know Kabuto isn't going to kill Sasuke, it's still partly believable because of Kabuto's and Orochimaru's dialogue.
We failed to avoid Orochimaru's watchful eye, and it's most unfortunate for both of us. He's so young, but the seeds of evil have already taken root, just waiting to be exploited.
Kabuto. Most interesting. Perhaps Kabuto really is going to kill Sasuke after all.
Oh, and I forgot to mention, there's one problem with this scene. When Kabuto walks in, this guy's mask is red. When it shows the mask in the next shot, it's green.
This is where the fun begins.
Just kidding, there isn't much fun going on here. If Kakashi and Kabuto actually fought, it'd be a different story though. Now that I think about it, both of them are prodigies with gray hair. Kakashi's father was a Go as well. This can't be a coincidence.
Your name, what was it? Kabuto Yakushi. What are you, one of Orochimaru's puppets?
Oh no, they're doing the thing again. Why is Kakashi in another dangerous situation without his Sharingan? Kabuto's whole plan falls apart if Kakashi catches the scalpel then immediately reveals his Sharingan. Sure, Kakashi doesn't know exactly how strong Kabuto is, but what he does know is that he mollywopped a full team of Anbu. So riddle me this, why does Kakashi, The man who claims he'll never let his comrades die on his watch actively nerf himself while trying to defend said comrades. Kakashi must not care for Sasuke nearly as much as we originally thought. He was confronted by Orochimaru, the mad lad himself, and didn't feel the need to use his Sharingan. He then confronted an adversary who is capable of doodle-bopping a team of Anbu Black Ops that he himself put together. Said adversary was literally holding a blade to Sasuke's throat before he walked in. Yet, Kakashi still doesn't feel the need to use his Sharingan to make up for almost letting Sasuke die before. Kakashi does, however, feel the need to use his Sharingan to watch Lee's muscles tear as he clap-bops Gaara.
I'm the one asking the questions. Now give me some answers.
Look, you'll have your answers soon enough, even if I'm not here. So why don't we skip the middleman and let me go?
You smart alecky little brat. I'll teach you to mess around with grown-ups.
Use your freaking Sharingan! Once again, had Kakashi used his Sharingan, he'd immediately notice the catcher coming off the bodies and would know something's up. Hell, he'd probably even notice that this guy keeps changing into someone else. I do like how they keep alluding to that specific guy though. It rewards the observant viewers for catching on to the hint with a little satisfaction. This man just got up without using his arms or legs, and I'm not okay with it. Despite the problems I mentioned earlier, this is still a really cool scene. The chess match between Kakashi and Kabuto shows that they aren't only equal in terms of combat. I don't care what you say, this is inexcusable. After seeing the enemy use a jutsu to disguise himself amongst the dead bodies, Kakashi still doesn't use his Sharingan. And that's not all. Other than the character placements for this scene being all wrong, Kabuto sits up from behind Kakashi and throws 3 kunai at the window. He then proceeds to stand up, run all the way around Kakashi before leaping through the window. Kabuto manages to do all of that before Kakashi reacts. And to add insult to injury, if you look closely, you can see Kakashi tracing Kabuto's movements before he even appears at the window. He literally watched Kabuto run away.
My disappointment is immeasurable.
Gino, the absolute mad lad, gives 0 fucks what number anyone else pulls. Some closing thoughts. I personally agree with there being a chance for everyone to pass or fail. That ensures everyone tries their hardest even if they're against someone who they think they have no chance against in a head-on match. That will also ensure no one will surrender. You know, I actually felt bad for Naruto at first. Had he actually been forced to train with the Bisu, he would have gotten corned by Neji.
Hey! Aha! You're going to train Sasuke, aren't you, Kakashi-sensei?
Now, don't complain. Listen, I found you an even better teacher than me.
Well, who is it?
It is I, Dio!
It's about that time though. Episode 51 is down in the playlist. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel for weekly Naruto analysis episodes. I'll see y'all in the next video. Doses.
Ninja art and a video jutsu.